Well, alright, you guys have seen me work on this guitar a few times. Belongs to a very loyal client of mine, young man who is playing a lot of guitar these days, and he wanted to change the tuning of this instrument. So we're going to do that for him, and we'll make sure that when we change the tuning that everything else is about where it is right now. We'll check the string action and truss rod, neck relief, all of that. So really excited about this, and I found some information out about a violin that I had worked on recently, which was really cool. I'll share that with you here while I'm kind of spinning my wheels getting the strings off of this thing. I know this is terribly exciting to watch somebody pull strings off of a guitar. Self-locking machine heads on this one, really cool. I like them. I have locking machine heads on one of my guitars. I'm not really concerned about a guitar thinking it's really that much better if it has locking machine heads or doesn't. It's not that vital to me. I'm not that much. I put strings on guitars so often that it doesn't really matter if it's got locking machine heads. I can put them on just about as fast if it doesn't. So these are 10 gauge Ernie Ball regular slinkies, and I will be putting 10 gauge Ernie Ball regular slinkies back on it. But this young man is learning some music that's tuned to E flat, probably some Stevie Ray Vaughan, or maybe some Nirvana, or maybe some Alice in Chains. So we are going to set this thing up for tuning to, I call it E flat. And I've convinced him to leave the back off of this guitar, which is really cool.
This is the,
and that way it makes my job easier, and if he needs to make any adjustments to this, he can do it very quickly and easily at a show, or while he's at home and something goes wacky with it. I did works on this, I did some work on this the other day. When it came in, I had some electronics issues and discovered that one of the ground wires from the mid position pickup had come unsoldered or something, and so we fixed that, and it seems like these two pickups were out of phase at Seymour Duncan, and did a little bit of experimenting to try and cure that, but to no avail. It seemed like no matter which way I had this wired, it was out of phase. So in this second position, a lot of the low end disappears, and he's not concerned about that. In the center position, this pickup sounds great, and in the neck position, this pickup sounds great with this one. It doesn't get all phased out. So HSH, what do you do? I'm sure there's a way to solve that, but he's not that concerned about it. We're not doing any kind of touch up on this guitar. This thing has been obviously played a lot, and it is an Ibanez X or EX series guitar. Really cool. We're just going to wipe down the fingerboard here, put a little linseed oil on it. I'm not going to clean it today. I just had this in about I may have had this guitar in here about 6 months ago or so, and we cleaned it all up and treated it. You don't have to treat your fingerboard very often. It's something that should be done, you know, at most once, or if you play a lot, you could do it twice a year, but even that's kind of unnecessary. But I feel like right now, I think it's been long enough, and I know this young man plays this thing all the time. We're going to go ahead and treat it with some linseed oil real quick, and then we'll throw some strings on it and get it tuned up and intonated and all of that. We'll make sure it's all set up right, so you can watch me do that. It's not terribly exciting work, but it is what I do. If you were with me yesterday, I was working on a Chet Atkins acoustic Gibson, not the country gentleman that we all know and love. And I got that glued up this morning, and it is waiting for glue to dry at this point. So that guitar is in really good shape. It's coming back to life, and we'll be putting strings on it here shortly. I've got a little bit of finish repair work to do on that one because of pulling the bridge off of it. Some of the black paint did chip out. Sometimes you got to make them worse before you make them better, right? And so I'll be taking care of that, trying to make it look as if nothing ever happened to that guitar, that the bridge had never come loose. And it came loose because when the guitar was built at Gibson, they glued it down to the paint, and it looked like it had been, it had been worked on by another technician, not myself. I'd never seen a Chet Atkins guitar until the other day, and that was really cool to see that. Nothing really spectacular about it, but really cool to see a Chet Atkins signature guitar. Here's the truss rod cover for it, blah blah blah. Very cool. All right, let's get some strings on this thing. I'm gonna set this thing down. We'll feed some strings through her. And this guy, this young man, check out the artwork on this. Hoping you can see this clearly. Yeah, he's got this little dates and stuff on it, and Weezer decals, just really cool dime bag decal that's white, very very cool. Pirate radio, I don't know where that's from. Bass, and that one's kind of fun. There you go. The decal that sold more records than Tipper Gore ever cared to admit. So really cool. Neat guitar. Really love this one. It's got a lot of decals and things on it that remind me of being a young person. And my goodness, very cool. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate all of the channel memberships and the sponsorships. Thank you, Smiling Bill, for your support of my channel. And to all my channel members, which is really wonderful to see that growing. I'm really thankful for that. And just know that your channel memberships go to a good cause. It helps me to improve my equipment, or maybe pay a bill here and there. I live a pretty meager lifestyle. I live within my means. Don't use credit cards. Haven't used a credit card in years. And I know, oh, you're stupid. Well, I'm poor. So why would I use a credit card? You know, it just would make me more poor. Poorer, right? You put me in debt. I owe nobody anything. And it's really nice to be able to say that. Pretty astonishing when you get paid at the end of the month, or at the middle of the month, or whenever you get paid, and then not have to make a bunch of payments to credit cards for stuff that you own that you probably don't use, don't need, and can't afford to begin with. I don't own a house. I'll be dead long before I could ever pay for a house, and a house would cost me throughout the rest of my life 10 times what I'm going to pay renting a home. And I know that sounds dumb, but it might sound dumb to you, but I don't know. Live within your means and you can live a pretty good, long, happy, unstressful life. Love it. Here we go. Let's get the strings on this thing, remembering that we have locking machine heads. Let me tighten that up a little bit. Here we go. Hopefully my camera guy's following me. All right, so I like to, on the unwound strings, push them through. I leave a little bit of slack. I leave the string fairly slack, just so I can get a little bit of a wind around this thing and not, have a bunch of extra windings around there. And It also helps to push the string down so you get enough down tension after the nut, behind the nut. Now I just realized that this string had sunk, so I'm going to pull, let me get back here. Realize that the string had, the ball end had dropped down into the hole. I got to remember to pull tight on that, so we'll loosen this string back up. Because I've got so much extra string here that I need to pull some of it through. Oops, it happens. There we go. Alright, now we can tune this thing up. I've got a pretty good amount of slack in the string. Don't over tighten those. You don't need to. It'll be worse than. This is the reason why I'm not a big fan of locking tuners, because more often than not what I end up with is breaking a string where they're being clamped inside these machine heads. So not a huge fan of the technology. It does make putting strings on it on a guitar a little bit faster, but again, I do it so often I don't care. I can put a string on a guitar about as fast as I can on a regular wound a regular machine head as I can on a locking machine head. I have to do all of this. I can do that just as fast winding the string on there. There we go. We'll get her there. I got a wonderful email from another YouTube creator today, and responded with hopefully something that helps them solve a problem that they ran into. And I'm hoping that I helped them out. And I also discovered that I was no longer subscribed to their channel. So be sure to check your subscriptions to channels that you may not be getting notifications for. And that one just did the same thing. I got to loosen this up and pull a bit more string through here. There we go. Come on, there we go. The ball end slipped down underneath the block. All right. So hopefully that helped them. They were having a problem with a truss rod nut or hex head key. I didn't fully understand, but said that a 3/16 hex key would, or wrench would fit it. It wasn't very specific, but my trick to that is using a bit of steel wool. You can insert some steel wool into a hex key hole and then put your hex key in there and see if that doesn't give you enough bite that you can get the truss rod to turn. It's not a end-all fix, but it can be done. Another thing that I recommended that he try is to file down a screwdriver. Find a screwdriver that's too big. File it down till you have to drive it into the hex socket, and now you've got a truss rod wrench that will fit all the time, and it potentially will solve the problem of not being able to turn the truss rod. Some good ideas there. Probably talking too fast here. This shouldn't take too long. Oh, we're going to tune it to D sharp or E flat. A sharp. Boy, I was pretty darn close. He likes the bridge to be locked down, so we're going to leave it like that. And stretch the string. Stretch them out. Give them a good. Hope everybody's having a really great Thursday. I've got students this afternoon, so I'm going to try and be as quick as I can with this stream so you can see how to do this. appreciate everybody tuning in. I know that educational stuff on YouTube, I probably should put entertainment on my live streams so that it might attract a few more people. But viewership is not important to me anymore. There's not a whole lot that comes from the effort, but memberships are really nice, and I really do appreciate those of you who are members of my channel. It's really cool to see y'all and be able to, you guys contributing to my channel is really nice. Alright, we're all tuned up. Let's check our neck relief. First thing here. So we are definitely tuned to E flat. I'm going to go ahead and cut these strings off. Don't expect to have to pull them off of here again. Do yourself a favor and cut your strings off as close to the machine head as you possibly can. That way when you get poked for it, it goes that far into your finger instead of that far, right? Makes sense to me. I've never had a string come unwound. Cutting off very close to the machine head. And just about done with this part of the project. All the hardware on this was still really nice and tight. I checked that also in the process of doing this. There we go. Let's check our neck relief. 12 thousandths. Let's see where we're at. Alright, so the neck relief is a little bit deep, so we need to tighten the truss rod. And this was the problem that the gentleman that sent me the email this morning. This is a 5mm hex key. So let me see, where's my metric? There's my metric. This is a nice big. Back in the day when they could make stuff bigger because it didn't cost so much, make stuff tougher. I love 5mm hex keys. They're really a nice size. You got a lot of wrench there that can bite. Just going to give it a little bit of a turn, a little bit more. Let's see where we're at now. Ibanez guitars really respond well. Okay, we've got a little bit more room we can go, so I'm going to give it another little bit of a turn here. Maybe an 1/8 or a 1/16 of a full turn. Oh, that's the other thing. I remember this instrument was kind of difficult to get the wrench in there. Little teeny movements, sneak up on it. No need to move it really fast. Don't hurry. Alright. Little movements. Little movements are enough. I'm guessing I'm going to be pretty darn close now. I want to see my feeler gauge, feel the string, not move the string. Now we're talking. I still have a little bit of movement left. I can get a little bit more out of this thing. And I remember on most Ibanez guitars, you can get away with a lot less than 12 thousandths of an inch of neck relief. They're very good about being fairly flat. It usually doesn't cause fret buzz because they do such great fret work. Now we're talking. Sorry that my camera guy is not keeping up with me. Again, thanks for everybody for watching today. The viewership is just amazing, and I support those channels that support me. So it's really cool, and it's amazing how people come and go, or viewership comes and goes over the years. people come and go so often. There's lots of channels that I don't watch anymore just due to the content, which I totally get. All right. You kind of lose interest in some cases, or like it's overdone. You know, but I do my best to support everybody as best I can. I'm not into really online music communities anymore. I'm playing in a band now, and most of those don't have much to do with people that actually play in bands, so I just don't watch them very often anymore. It's nothing personal. Just not terribly interesting to listen to recordings or things like that. All right. Let's see what this thing sounds like. I haven't made any other adjustments. I just want to play it a little bit here. Make sure everything's working the way it did yesterday with the old strings on it and tuned differently. Give me a second here. I'm going to open up my DAW and use a nice plug-in here. Now also, while I've got nobody here, I'm going to go ahead and adjust some audio settings. So nobody's watching, so it doesn't really matter. Archetype, parallax, okay. Well, this is taking forever to open. I wonder why. This is interesting. Huh. Okay. Now, what I want to do is go into OBS here and Audio. Okay, so that, and then I got to go to my mic here and go to filters and go compressor, and we're going to go okay, and we're going to sidechain ducking audio input capture, and we're going to set that to a very high ratio and a very low threshold, and that should keep my, when I'm playing my guitar, oh, because it's muted. Alright, so now I should be able to get some pretty decent audio. You should be able to hear my my playing on my guitar through a nice amp sim. Electronics in this, I don't know, because I move it, it's just the electricity in this shop is really dirty. But there we go. Okay, we'll turn that down. Let's check our intonation. I'm going to use my tuner in Archetype Plini to intonate this thing. It's a great tuner to use, very delicate and very sensitive. Alright, let's check the intonation on this. You won't hear anything aside from the microphone because I have the strings muted. We'll just make sure the intonation is still intact. Slightly sharp, so we'll move that a little bit. There we go. Appreciate everybody watching today. It's really cool to see so many people interested in learning how to fix guitars, and if you got a drop tune, all the little things you should do. That one's perfect. Very good. Slightly sharp. Move it just a tiny little bit. Usually don't have to move a saddle very far to get the intonation to sit properly. Yeah, that was perfect amount. Perfectly into. That one's perfect. This one's slightly sharp. We'll move this one back. So overall, in raising or in lowering the pitch of the guitar, we've lost our intonation's gotten a little bit sharp. I'm gonna move it just a tiny bit more.
Yeah, he's not really talking. I think he's getting up and down on it.
I would rather lean on the side of being a little bit flat, like I've always said, than leaning on the side of being sharp. You can't flatten the pitch of a note, but you certainly can bend it sharp. There we go. We're gonna check pickup. Just so we don't sound so dull. Stu?
Yes, sir.
Got an idea for this thing. I want to show you. So this is bridge pickup. Here's the middle. And when I swap the phase on this bridge pickup, it gives me possible that the wrong wires are being used off of the Seymour Duncan. Like
I would get the Duncan wiring and make sure it's wired correctly first, and then go from there.
Yeah, because it might need to be green and white instead of
Yeah,
red and white.
know off something because they use two different common codes on the Seymour Duncans. But I looked it up and
yeah, like and then of course the neck.
that's frustrating, nasty sound.
Yeah, yeah, it's ugly. He said he doesn't care. He's in that position 99. He said you could take this, basically take the switch out of the guitar. He wouldn't care, but it would be nice to give him the option. Tristan plays a lot, man.
Thing is, I don't know if it's that board you're telling me that maybe it's like I'd rather have it right and it's like it's still wrong. All the things you need to if you need.
Yeah.
No,
I'll look at a wiring diagram for Seymour Duncan. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, that's about the best thing I could do for him. I got time.
Yeah, might as well.
Might as well. All right. Well, it's tuned to E flat now and intonated, and I'm going to give this back to this kid. I'm going to check the electronics in this one, but that's not what this live stream is about, just to show you what I do to go through and tune a guitar to E flat. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Snooks, happy Thursday. Hey, just did a real brief stream this morning. I've got some other work to do on this instrument, but it's going to take some research. So thanks you guys for tuning in, and hopefully this will help someone who might want to change the tuning of their electric guitar with a fixed bridge, right? You have to re-intonate it, readjust the pickup height, readjust the truss rod, all of that. It's necessary for it to play like it did before you changed it. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Hopefully we'll see you all soon. Peace. Oh, do it for Dale. Wait, no. Do it for Dime. All right.